your boy DJ Taylor once again bringing you Not So PC. Once again, show is about keeping everything 100, keeping everything 1000. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. If you like what you hear on Facebook, make sure you like the page or like the video on Facebook and keep us going. Now, the topic that I want to talk about today is very serious and very kind of not so emotional, but kind of a deep topic that doesn't get shared a lot or doesn't get talked a lot in our community and things like that. And what I want to talk about today is life of a man. Life of a man. The reason why I want to talk about that is, just thinking deep, just thinking so much into growing up. When you're growing up in a world like the world we live in now, where there's not a lot of role models out there, and by role models, I mean positive role models. I'm not talking about any old body. I mean positive role models, not the ones you see on the street, not the person you see at the club or you hang out with or, handle you joints and things like that. I'm talking about positive role models that's not out there right now, at least that we can see on a typical basis. You can see rap artists and videos and things like that all day on the news, whatever. But as far as positive role models, you barely even see those. Now, I want to talk about life as a man because it's hard. It is hard. A lot of women out there don't see that. Some men out there that haven't gone through certain situations in their life doesn't really understand what I'm getting ready to talk about. It's several different layers to that. One of which is a lot of things you have to learn on your own. And you're thinking, what do you mean? You have your father. No, understand what I'm saying. When you're growing up, and even though you have a father, but your father is not intact with you, certain things you miss, certain things that male figure you don't see. You don't see someone taking care of a household. You don't see someone making sure things are in order. You don't see someone making sure things are paid. You don't see someone making sure their family is on a certain level and it should be. You don't see that. So think about that in life. You can't know something you were never taught. I'm going to say it again. You can't know 2 times 2 equals 4 if you never took math. You can't know how to read if you wasn't taught to learn how to read. So if you were never taught something like to be a man and how to act as a man and how to grow as a man, if you were never taught that, how can you know that? So in other words, those kind of things you have to learn for yourself. And the difference is there's some guys out there that are willing to learn. And then you have others out there that's not willing to learn. They just go about their business and do whatever. And those out there that are doing that, you're the reason why we have 4 or 5 kids without dads. You're the reason why that we have 4 or 5 baby mamas that don't even know where you're at. And they got to support 4 or 5 kids by you. You're the reason why. But the ones that's out there that are learning, that want to stick around and want to learn, it may be hard, it may be difficult because you never had anybody that teach you things like that, but you're still trying to learn. You're still trying. I respect people like that. And I can understand people like that. The other side, I don't. Now, some of the breakdowns that I can mention is, first of all, you have to learn things that you were never taught. I just said that. You have to learn for yourself how to be a leader. Regardless of women, I'm not trying to close off the door as far as leading and things like that, but I'm saying it just how it seems. As a male figure, as a man, you are looked as the leader. Not the dominant person, not that, just that role model. I don't know how to explain it. It just seems that way. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong against women, things like that. It just seems that way. So you just have to learn how to be a leader. You have to be positive. When you're a guy, you have to be positive towards certain situations, because if you're not, then others behind you are not going to have hope. So if you don't have hope, then others won't have hope. If you're not positive, then others not going to be positive. That's just how it goes. So therefore, as a man, you have to continue to be positive. Even if you don't want to, you still have to be positive. That's just how it is. You have to be a hustler. You have to do somewhat almost everything you can to make sure things are a certain way. A positive thing, a positive way. You have to make sure everything is intact. So you just have to be that person to, no matter how you can, make sure, in a positive way, by the way, you have to make sure you bring in money. You have to make sure things are in order. You have to make sure things are intact. You have to make sure things are grounded. You have to take care of your family. You have to, it always takes two, but you have to be that person to be that figure in your family. Because regardless of, yes, you always need your mother, but history have shown that when you also have that male figure, whether if you're growing up as a girl, if you're growing up as a little boy, when you have that male figure, you learn so much. You learn a lot, and that's a fact. Now also the foundation somewhat always starts with you, because like I said, people look up to you. People see you as that person either they want to marry, or that person either they want to be like. So when you're that life as a man, you always have to be built a certain type of way. And that's just one of the things you have to do. You have to believe when others don't. Because like I said, that's equivalent to being positive. If you don't believe, why the hell should somebody else believe? If you're not positive, why the hell should somebody else be positive? Yes, you're going to have your flaws where it's going to be sometimes you don't believe, but that's when that other person that always did not believe, they come and they now believe in you, because you instilled in them the belief of anything can happen. You have to pray. It's going to be some downtime. It's going to be, you have to pray always. Not during the downtime. You have to pray always. You have to always just believe in everything and just pray about anything that happens, or just in life. Even if you have your happy times or your sad times, you always just have to pray about things, because you always need that comfort and that belief to continue to go through what you're going through, or continue to just live a positive life. So always keep that in mind. And you have to be a superhero. There's everything that I just said is equivalent to, you have to be superhuman. And a lot of times that's difficult to do, but that's just life, man. I mean, it's hard. It's hard as hell. It's hard, especially when you're a positive man, compared to, like I said, the other side that really don't give a damn. They just want to be out there and have fun. But when you're a positive, it's hard as hell. It's easy as hell on this side, but it's hard as hell on this side. But you know what? Everything that's hard has a positive impact in the future. Everything that's hard now, it's going to be well deserved of that hard work in the future. Everything that's easy over here, your ass going to pay it in the future. That's a fact. And also, it's kind of last on my list, but it's not believe me, it's more. but I'm not gonna get into all of that. But what's last on my list? When you're married. When you're married, it's difficult, but it falls in the same. It falls in the same box. Because when you're married, you are looked upon that same factor. You know, you always have to be the person to be asked, you know, when are we going to go here? When are we going to go there? When are we going to go out? When are we going to go on vacation? When are we going to, you know, have a kid? When are we going to have a dog? When are we going to do it? When are we going to remodel the house? Things like that. You're always going to be hit with those because, once again, not that you're the boss or anything like that, but it's that foundation of you are always looked upon what are we going to do? What plan or what idea do you have for us to move forward? What are we going to do? Because all in all, if things go bad or things F up or whatever, everyone's going to be looking at you. That's a fact. Anything that happens, bad, good, or whatever, you are always looked at. Okay, what happened? Because you're the man. So life as a man can be difficult, but at the same time, if you're willing to learn, even if you didn't have a male figure in your life, even if you didn't have a positive impact in your life, if you're willing to learn for yourself as you grow, it's still a great thing to be. But once again, you know what I want to also touch on is don't make it an excuse. Don't make it an excuse, because just because you haven't grown up with a male figure in your life, just because you haven't grown up with, you know, positivity in your life, you haven't grown up with a dad and things like that, that's not always going to be a positive excuse. It can be a reason, but you can't make that an excuse. So therefore, like I said, if you're willing to learn, you're always going to learn. Whether you had a dad in your life, mother in your life, or whatever, you're always going to learn, because once you get to a certain age, you have to learn for yourself. But like I said, growing up and understanding how it is when you don't have that impact in your life, but you're still learning and you're trying to learn and you're trying to get better and things like that, as long as you stay positive and you keep the goal going, you'll be fine. But once again, I'm going to piggyback what I said. And people need to keep this in their head. You can never learn something if you don't try to learn. And last but not least, you can never know something if you were never taught. You can never know something if you were never taught. But if you're willing to learn, you will know. And that's all I got to say about that. Once again, if you like us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe or leave a comment. If you like us on Facebook, by all means, like us. And keep us going. Peace.